Hi there, Anna Maria here, back in her attic studio to share a close-up look to these strike-offs of Nathalie Lete's collection, Woodland Walk, that will be shipping in January 2021, a year that we're all looking forward to. This collection is so beautiful and so special. I think it really gets to the heart of Nathalie as an artist in terms of her really special way of rendering nature and kind of combining it with her imagination. This collection actually also focuses on some more just simple prints from Nathalie. In a lot of ways, she's a very traditional designer, but it's her palettes and just sort of slightly off-kilter character that she gives a lot of her artwork that I think make it so special. I'll start by showing you these prints that I would consider a little bit more tonal. You can really appreciate her beautiful rendering of flowers, butterflies, moths, all different style floral that is really based on her observation. But I think that's almost like a beautiful traditional toile, but just in some interesting colors. This one I really love too. We were just going to do two colorways of this, but I loved it so much. And I love the opportunity to have a really solid ground on these to give a really gorgeous punch of color in the collection. The title of this one is much more sinister than it appears. It's called Nearby Wolf, which I think is really cute. She's done illustrated versions of Little Red Riding Hood and a few other folk tales that I think is really pretty beautifully emulated in this collection. Almost very folky. She grew up visiting Bavaria. Her German grandmother lived there, and she had lots of adventures and explorations in the woods as a young girl, and so a lot of her artwork, and especially this collection, is based on some of those designs. You might remember this print that we did in a prior collection of Nathalie's. We thought it was such a perfect addition to bring back. I have a surprise for you at the end of what else we turned that into. It's going to be amazing. You can't believe it. But this is just called In My Garden. It's the same name as the first time we printed it. And look at these gorgeous birds. I love how they're delivering they're delivering luck. They're delivering a four-leaf clover. So the colorways are kind of similar, but you can see that this one has some pretty jade and gold birds, and this one has more pink, and sort of the background is a little bit of a rosy white color. But that's a really nice scale for applique or some accessories. And look at these cute little bunnies. I love prints that you're not quite sure what the spot is until you get close, and I think this is a really beautiful and equally darling sort of organic spot almost, and you don't quite know what it is until you get close and see that they're just all these little bunny silhouettes. I actually love it so much. And this is what I would consider a bit more of a feature print, but still somewhat tonal. This one is called Fawn and Flowers, and but if you investigate, you'll find a lot more than fawns. There's an owl there. I believe there's a fox running around in here. But again, this is sort of almost a collage style of toiles. It's almost as though you have three different toile fabrics that have been rendered and kind of cut up and collaged together. I think it's so interesting, kind of dramatic, but also kind of modern and old all at once, which is part of why I love Nathalie and her collection so much. This is a really fun one. I think this has something to do with luck because they're all sitting in clover. What's this one called? Lucky Animals. Look at these guys. How sweet are they? This would be so fun to add applique onto this as a whole cloth quilt. Lots of fun kids projects. I actually think it'd be beautiful for interiors, even in a really sophisticated setting. It's just this little bit of fun because you have this nice deep blue that's really beautiful for decorating, and the kind of traditional forest green. This guy, I'm so excited to share with you. This is a project that I've been wanting to do with Nathalie's art for such a long time. Look at this. How amazing is that? So I put together all of that art that she created for In My Garden, and I designed it so it is just continuous yardage. It feels kind of like a panel, but it is just continuous printed yardage. And the beauty of these large scales and the way that I've done them opposite directions is that you could do a front back of a stuffed pillow or a toy. You could use, I think it'd just be an amazing dress for a little girl. You could do so much home dec. You can make it into blocks. You can turn it into a stitchery. I just think that like the options are too many to even think about. It gets me a bit too excited. And I want to do 10 things at once. But again, the collection is called Woodland Walk. And this one is going to be delivering in January of 2021. So you can get in touch with your Free Spirit rep. And the quilt for this one is beautiful as well. I titled it Picnic in the Woods and designed it to feel very sort of traditional, and we utilize those big animal prints too. So I think you're gonna love it.